This video is going to go through how to rig your new Skeeta. The first step is to put your wings onto your boat. You're always going to want the colored orange side facing down, and you want the longer wing bar in the front. Insert the angle bar, then you'll insert the back. Next step is to put your bottom section together with your top section. Make sure when you slide your two mast sections together that this little pin pops through the hole. That'll make sure that your mast track's aligned. Each rig size has a different bottom section, so make sure that you're rigging with the correct bottom section for the sail that you're going to be using that day. The next step is to put your spreader on. You'll pull this quick pin, make sure the Skeeta logo is facing up, insert it into the bracket. Next step is to attach your shrouds to your mast. You'll need a flathead screwdriver. Undo the shackle, attach it. The next step is to attach your side stays to your spreader bar. You need to make sure that the starboard side stay is going to the starboard side of the spreader bar, same with the port side. Undo these screws, insert your side stay into the groove, put the cap back on, and screw it back in. Want to make sure you pull down on the side stay so it's tight from the top to the spreader. You repeat the same steps with the side stay and with the forestay. You can recognize your forestay because it doesn't have a turnbuckle on the bottom, it just has this eye. It's important before stepping your mast that you make sure that your halyards run down to the bottom of the mast. Before stepping the mast, we like to have both side stays plugged in and the mast butt kind of behind the mast step. Then all we do is grab the bottom of the mast, line up the butt with the mast step, pull it up. Once the mast is up, take your forestay, hold onto it, and tie it up to this small shackle. We kind of like to tie this as tight as possible. We like to lock this off with some half hitches. Now we'll put in our main vertical foil. You can tell it's the main vertical foil because it has this black fitting on the top. Foil inserts right into the board box in the center of the boat. So once you have it into your board box, it's a pretty tight fit. You want it to poke out of the bottom of the boat just enough to get the main horizontal foil on. We've got the boat on its side here. You can do this with the boat on the dolly and lay on the ground and stick it on, but this is a little bit easier for you to see. So what you do is take this big aluminum piece and insert it into the center of the foil. There's a small pin here that needs to be pushed in. So push it in, push the pin in, then you'll push it in until you hear it click. The next step is to take your tiller extension and insert the universal joint into the end of the tiller. Once you get it in there, there'll be two screws that come with your tiller, and that'll secure your extension to your tiller. This is something you only really ever have to do the first time you rig your boat. The next step is to put your rudder head tiller extension onto the boat. Got this long pin, line up the holes, insert the pin. Next we're going to put our rudder vertical foil on. That just inserts into the rudder box, push it down. Once it pops out underneath the bottom of the boat, you can use this latch to latch it shut. Now we're going to insert our rudder horizontal foil into our rudder vertical foil. Just like on your main foil, it's got a little pin that you got to push in. It's going to maybe take a little bit of force to get it up in there. Push the pin in and lock it in. Now we're going to put our wand on. You want to make sure that the rope is going towards the transom of the boat. You slide it into your wand fitting, line up the holes, put this quick pin in. Now you need to run your wand control line. You always want to run your wand control line down the starboard side of the boat first. So you run it back to the small red fitting here, to your wing bar, through this small block, down through the center fitting, up to this small block here, back down to this small red fitting, and then up to the slide. You want to insert the line into the center of the slide. It'll turn upwards, and then you want to bring it all the way up through the hole and then tie a stopper knot. So the Skeeta has a Vang system on it. The Vang is really the most powerful control on your Skeeta. It's going to help you depower your boat. The Vang is the blue line, and the Vang runs all the way outboard on the tramp, and that it's really nice because when you're hiking, sailing upwind, you can pull the Vang on easily. So to hook up the Vang on your Skeeta, you take this bungee that comes out of the bottom side of your tramp, runs up through this little tab, and then hooks together with this blue line. That's your Vang. You'll do that on the other side of the boat as well. So the last step that we're gonna go through is putting your sail up. First thing, attach your halyard to the head of your sail, just shackles on. You wanna take your halyard, feed the head of the sail into the mast track, and pull the sail up. So once you pull your sail all the way up, you're gonna wanna look up and get the small bead into the halyard lock at the top of the mast. That's what holds your sail up. Then you wanna take your halyard around your spreader and lock it off at this horn cleat at the bottom. One tip to make it a lot easier to pull your sail up is to make sure that all the battens are popped the same way. Once you got your sail up and locked off, coil up your halyard and stick it into this little mesh pouch. Final steps here, putting the boom on. So you run the boom through this mesh loop at the end of your sail. You clip your outhaul on to this tab on the starboard side of the sail. Put the front of the boom through this loop on the tack of the sail, and then push the boom into the mast, and that'll clip them together. So you want to make sure this white uphauler line is underneath the boom. So you attach your main sheet to this aft tab on the boom. It's just got a little clip. Attaching your Vang to the boom is a little tricky. All you want to do is make sure that you have your blue line all the way east out. You'll trim your main sheet in, and then you'll put this hook right into this webbing on the front webbing on the boom. So that wraps up our rigging video of the Skeeta. If you have any questions about rigging the boat, the rigging guide is a really great resource. You can always contact us at Melges for more information as well.